Hey, what's going on, guys? Judarian here. Um, just wanted to get out there. I know I do a lot of gaming channels. I play a lot of games. Today I wanted to touch a different subject, though. I ended up quit smoking. I went to vaping because this is kind of like my little story of what happened. I ended up having a lot of health problems. I was diagnosed basically with lupus, so I had a lot of issues with my skin, butterfly effect. I've still got scarring from where I would sit in a car and I would sit there and smoke, and the smoke would agitate my skin. I was allergic to some of the chemicals. I'd been smoking for like 6 years. I mean, not long, not as long as a lot of people. My fiance, she started smoking whenever she was, I want to say, close to like 12 or 13, and she's been doing it. She's 24 now. I'm 29, and she's quitting with me, which is a big help. I've not had a cigarette in probably close to, I want to say, a little over a month, and I don't feel the need to go back. There was just too many health concerns. One of the biggest health concerns that I had was my lupus and the fact that it was getting worse. I was waking up and my fingers, they were swelling up real bad. I mean, talking about like the skin was stretched out. It was to the point that it was shiny. And where I played games and stuff, I'd get home and I'd go to sleep, wake up, and I'd start to play, and I couldn't move my fingers. And it took me like 2 to 3 hours upon being awake to get the motion back in my hands. And some days it was so bad that I would literally lay in bed for 30 to 40 minutes because I just could not move. So the decision to quit was based around a lot of that, and my feet always hurt. I couldn't really get the energy. It was getting to the point that I could only stay up for like 4 to 5 hours, and after like several cigarettes, I was stress smoking to get that nicotine buzz that I was looking for, and it just bothered me so much. So, um, me and my fiance decided to switch to the pens, and that was the biggest step. So we ended up going to, first we started off with these, and well, let me go ahead and explain the other part. To quit smoking on our behalf, we had to switch different brands of cigarettes. Like, I was a Pall Mall smoker, she was too. So we were smoking a total of like 2 cartons every 2 weeks. And I mean, that adds up. I mean, you're talking like around in North Carolina, it's like $34 to $36 per carton. And sometimes we would smoke over that, just between me and her. We were smoking like basically a carton every 2 weeks together. She was actually smoking a lot less than I was, so I was probably smoking more. But in order to do the transition switch and to help quit smoking, we found ourselves low on money and we couldn't afford our Pall Malls anymore. I had gotten injured and messed up my back pretty bad, so we switched over to a thing called Cheyennes. I don't know if there are any cigarettes, what they call like a cigarette, but they contain a lot less chemicals than what your normal cigarette would have. It was basically just fermented tobacco. They had certain flavors. They had vanilla, peach, grape, and cherry. That's all they sold here. But you could get them for $1.96 a pack. And we did that for a while, for I want to say close to a month. And that helped us break. Because the transition between the cigarettes was the fact that you're cutting out all those extra chemicals that the government's throwing in on you. And taking all those extra chemicals and quitting all at one time is the biggest thing because people that go straight to vaping, they a lot of people don't succeed because it's like you're withdrawing from every other chemical, not just the nicotine. So what I did was I cut my chemicals in half. Went for a month on the Cheyenne cigarettes. Now they are harsh. I mean, it was causing like breathing problems. I mean, but you could smoke like one and be fine for a little while. It was not like you could chain smoke them. So we did that for a month, came back and started doing the pins. And the pins are inexpensive. I mean, you can buy pins in your first setup for how much a carton of cigarettes cost. And going with like the $30 package, which does include two pins, and this was ones that was given to us to start off with. And we, thanks to my mother, um, after I got my first couple paychecks, I went ahead and picked one of these up, and that was like the uh, 29.99 range, and that comes with like extra pieces, your coal and your tube. And the juice is inexpensive; it's like a few dollars, uh, depending on where you get it at. Go for the lower quality brands. That's what I've kind of done. I have a couple high quality brands. I haven't noticed a big taste difference in them at all. I've noticed that some of them do have a little bit better flavor, but some of them just don't seem to have the flavor. And I kind of regret spending like $20 on an e-juice that I can't even taste. But the pins and the juice, find a juice that you like a flavor and kind of stick with it. And don't go off buying like a bunch of other stuff. I mean, you got to taste test around, I guess, to get the flavor you want. Um, these were the, like I said, inexpensive, and me and my fiance's choice to quit, like at the same time, has really helped. And during that period, everything's came back. My sense of smell, sense of taste. I haven't been able to like. I work with people that do nothing but smoke cigarettes, so when I'm out there, everything smells like a guy lit up a Pall Mall, and it smelled like something like somebody's burning a shirt. That's what it smelled like to me. These the pins, like I said, inexpensive. Good way to start off because this is going to mimic the most type of smoking. You're going to be doing what they call like a mouth to lung, which would be like you don't get much out of them, but it's about the same as a cigar drag. I love that flavor. A lot of people have said that they can't find a good like coffee flavor, and there is one brand, but we can't get it in the kind that we want because it's ecto, and it's called cafe latte, and it is high milligram nicotine. But when you're starting off quitting, especially with your pins, your coal's not gonna burn hot enough, not for a cheap one. So while you're smoking on this, like this might say 18 milligrams, but that's not exactly what you're going to be getting out of it. You could be getting like 10. So a normal cigarette has like 24, I think. That is a regular filtered cigarette. Unfiltered is like 34 milligrams of nicotine. And then further down you go, lights is like 12. So if you're already on light cigarettes, I would say start off with 18. You're going to get the same amount out of a pen. And soon my fiance is going to be upgrading. I've already upgraded, and I'm over the whole, mouth to lung thing. I can go straight to lung with what I ended up purchasing. And I went and got one of the Lacimo. I don't know if y'all can see it. MX 90 watts. And I got the Amigo tank. Options are pretty nice. I haven't really tweaked with much of it yet, but it hits really well. Plus, I have a ventilation. I can set it up kind of like a cigarette, but then I can turn it wide open to where I can get that straight to lung hit. And I'm also getting more nicotine. So, like a 6 to me on like 60 watt, which is what I'm currently at. I started off on 40, which is a big step compared to most. A lot of people start off 14. And the pins are only going to deliver like 12 to 14, I believe. And that's why you cut your nicotine content in half, basically. But with these, as long as you can go up to like 60 watts and 50 watts, 40 watts, you're getting double the nicotine that you're going to be receiving. So a 6 will feel like a 12 will feel like like an 18 to 24, and I absolutely love it. It hits really well. It tells you, the MX90 tells you just how long you've been like vaping it. Like, I don't know if you can see it, it says like 2 seconds. Um, at I've tried different coils, and I'm actually going back to one of my flavors that I spent like $20 on, which was the Dreamery, which is almost like a blueberry cheesecake. The only problem with it is I was using a point 0.3 ohm. I couldn't get no flavor. It was producing smoke, and it doesn't have a throat hit, so it's going straight in, and I'm just not feeling it. And it made me crave more cigarettes or nicotine. So I ended up going back to my original butterscotch whiskey, which is aged for quite a while. I'm not even kidding. Like, this stuff was bought like over a year ago. My mother gave it to me, and she went back to smoking cigarettes. I hate it for her, but she did. But the butterscotch whiskey, this thing has been like out for a long time. I'm talking like probably close to a year and a half, about a year and a quarter that she's had this, and it's probably getting pretty old now. But the Dreamery, the cheesecake one, it just doesn't have a flavor to me. My fiance says she can taste it a little bit. I've tried a point 0.3 coal. I've tried a point 0.5. I just can't get that flavor. And I've tried the, what is it called? B2C2, which is a blueberry cotton candy. I really like this. Problem is, you find a flavor you really like, you're going to end up vaping the hell out of it. So you're going to end up like soaking it up. And one that I don't care for, and I've been trying to get rid of it, and like I tend to keep going back to it just to try to use it up so I can go get me another bottle because I just don't want to be wasteful about it. I got this top shelf dragon fruit on the rocks, and it's 12 milligrams of nicotine, 15 ml bottle. It cost me close to I think close to $16. And most people, like, I started this when I was on my pins, and I've had this machine here for like 2 weeks now. But the dragon fruit, if you've ever went to a store and picked up what they call the dragon blood incense, those incense are like almost like a really strong, supposed to be like a dragon fruit, but it's got that incense because incense have that certain smell. It's that after incense that's been there, like that active burning. Out of each thing that I have tried to smoke this out of, cranking up the wattage, tried to turn up the temperatures on it, I can't get a good flavor out of this. This right here tastes like you're licking the incense. And I can't do it. But the coffee latte, if they could keep it on the shelves, I would do it. Our local tobacco store actually sells these, and they're the only ones that I know besides the main website, which I have to pay more for, which is odd. It's like $13.99 for a regular 30 ml bottle, or a 50, yeah, I guess so close to 15 to 30 ml. But this right here is a 12 ml, and they can only get these in about this size, and they cost $5.99 a piece. But if I get the regular one there at the store, it's like $11.99, which don't make much sense. Probably the best flavor I've had so far between it and the butterscotch whiskey. But the cafe latte is probably one of the best coffee flavors. And I've heard people say that they cannot find a coffee flavor they like. And I would definitely recommend this, especially if you're one of the person that likes cream with their coffee, French vanilla, or even had like a mean bean monster. That's a tongue twister right there. I really like it. But if you're looking to quit, I would say start off like drastically lowering your nicotine amount. Go to a cigar and work your way down to a pen, and then later on, like when you're ready to upgrade, go ahead and spend the money that you want. to get you one of these, and or something similar. It doesn't have to be the same brand. Other brands are, I've heard, just as good. There's some inexpensive ones, like there's another pen that's like 40 watt, but it can burn all the other different types of PG and VG. So you might have a higher concentration of one or the other. Some pens won't burn it. We've run into that problem a few times, burned out quite a few coils, ended up having to spend a lot more money to replace coils. That's where the part gets in that's rough. And just have somebody show you, like demonstrate like the whole pen, because pens are easy to mess up. I came into it not knowing what to do, and my fiance is still in the process of learning it. Like I actually ended up pulling the wick out of one of these, and it leaked everywhere because I thought it was gunk. Because my mom's like, you don't have to replace nothing. They're good for a year, and I ended up sitting there like, oh, it's gunky, and pulled it out, and there you go. I was leaking everywhere. Had to go buy like 2 coils, and we were using a juice that we weren't told that will kill your coil within just like 2 days. So that got a little expensive there for a while, but I'd stick with the, the 50-50 mix for a long time. And then if you're just looking to do tricks, because I've heard, I think it's VG does more flavor and holds flavor better, then keep it up. Keep find a flavor you like, and hopefully you know everything will work out in the end, and you can come off of the cigarettes, go to a vape pen. But I just thought I'd hit everybody up, let them know kind of what's going on. I've also quit playing on Twitch for a while. I'm taking a break from it. I'm going to be doing YouTube like once or twice a week just to kind of chill out, take the break from the stress, that streaming causes. I mean, I was stressed out quite a bit while doing it. I was in a stream team, all that stuff. But just let me know what you think, and tell me your experiences on, like, you quitting smoking, things of that nature. If you all have any like ideas of any type of dessert type of vape products, I mean, I'm not picky when it comes to desserts. So just kind of hit me up, let me know what kind of like flavors that you vape and so forth, and I'll definitely hit y'all back up. Thank y'all for watching.